From dislocated elbows to getting foots entirely broken, NBA players have definitely had it rough on the court, but some have continued to play through their injuries, no matter how serious.
On the baseline, knocked away by Stevenson. That will stay.
Racing up the floor, Griffin back for Durant. Oh, Durant, oh, he goes down. Way by Holiday. Boy, this is a very physical game. As Irving throws it in, goes down hard on it's Kyrie Irving holding that right shin. And Durant slipping. Durant goes down holding his leg. Ibaka and Durant grabbing that right leg.
Come the Warriors, Jerebko left it short. Good defense, and Diallo just took a monster fall.
For starters, Rajon Rondo continued to play despite having a dislocated elbow. He's still most famous for his time with the Boston Celtics, where he played his first 8 or more seasons. Rajon subsequently played for 6 different teams and even won a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. He not only assisted them in winning the 2008 NBA championship, but he also gave them a lot of memories that showcase his tenacity as a player, which made him a respected Celtic. One such occasion occurred during Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals of 2011 against the Miami Heat, who were on the rise. The Celtics needed a victory to save this NBA playoff series from going to 3 games, with the Heat leading 2-0. Rondo dislocated his left elbow after colliding with Heat forward Dwayne Wade in the 3rd quarter. The injury would have forced him to miss the balance of the contest, but Rondo returned to the floor and re-entered the game in the 4th quarter. And as you'd expect, this was met with wild applause from TD Garden fans. He'd taken a quick trip to the locker room to receive treatment for his injury, and just like that, he was back in the game. It's honestly one of the most stellar recoveries I've seen from an athlete, especially because it was in the middle of a game, and he didn't take it easy on his opponents either. The point guard assisted the Celtics in beating Miami 97-81 to even the series. For the remainder of the game, he hardly ever utilized his left arm, but he still managed to support Boston and ended with 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 11 assists. Rondo's motivational performance is still a remarkable example of an NBA player going above and beyond to support his team. And it's an example that every athlete should learn from, at least in my opinion, despite the fact that the Heat won the series against the Celtics 4-1. But elbows aren't the only things that can break while on the court, because Kevin McHale has broken his foot too. One of the best power forwards in league history, played for the Celtics for 13 seasons. But he would have been able to continue playing longer except for an injury he sustained and battled through in the 1987 NBA Finals. The Celtics faced their rival Lakers in the finals after defeating the advancing Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals in 7 games, with both clubs having won a prior championship matchup. The Celtics needed McHale since the Lakers had Hall of Famers like Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and James Worthy. As a result, McHale played in all 6 of the NBA Finals games. But he did it while dealing with a fractured foot that was first diagnosed as a stress fracture early in the season. With a series average of 20.5 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block while playing an average of 38.5 minutes, McHale was still Boston's second leading scorer behind Larry Bird. He allegedly had to use a patio chair from the hotel pool as a walker because the injury had gotten so terrible. Yet he continued to play a significant amount of minutes for the Celtics. Now that's dedication. McHale would have surgery after the season, and the Lakers would go on to win the series and the NBA championship 4-2. But his courageous display endures the test of time and ranks among the most enduring in Celtics history. This next player had a pretty brutal injury, but showed remarkable strength. It's Willis Reed, who suffered a torn thigh muscle while playing. From the New York Knicks, he's the player most renowned for persevering through injury when the stakes were the highest. The Lakers were able to win Game 6 and force a winner-take-all Game 7 because Reed missed it after tearing a muscle in his right thigh in Game 5 of the 1970 NBA Finals. When he hobbled out of the tunnel at Madison Square Garden, any doubts about whether or not he would play were put to rest. He took shots while warming up with his teammates, reinforcing his determination to compete despite his injuries. I have to say, what a champ. His 2 baskets in the opening minutes of Game 7 would be his only points for the contest, but it was more than enough to motivate the remaining Knicks. They defeated the Lakers 113-99 to claim their first NBA championship, with Reed being voted the game's most valuable player. Despite being injured, Reed had to play defense against Lakers star Wilt Chamberlain in addition to motivating his teammates. He succeeded in doing so, holding Wilt to only 21 points, a middling effort by his standards. Despite just having 4 points, Reed's defense, leadership, and presence alone were more than enough to motivate his squad. The same can also be said for the next player.
I'll tell you something. As bad as it looked, you didn't miss by that much. You just seen me make 2 in a row. No, I had to sample it fast. There you go.
Magic Johnson ends up in overtime. Worthy. By Indokar. And the Boston Celtics have a 9-2
Isaiah Thomas suffered a sprained ankle and dislocated finger and continued to deliver. 44 minutes, 43 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and 6 steals. Those are some pretty incredible stats if you ask me. Isaiah Thomas ended with those figures in Game 6 of the 1988 NBA Finals against the Lakers while playing through a fractured ankle and dislocated finger. Those numbers are extraordinary for a player to have even when completely healthy. He suffered an ankle sprain with 4:21 remaining in the third quarter, but he came back with 3:46 remaining and finished the quarter with one of the greatest finals performances in memory. To keep Detroit in the game, the Pistons point guard scored 14 straight points in the quarter in a total of 25 points. In the final seconds, they would have had a chance to defeat the Lakers and win the championship, but Los Angeles triumphed 103-102 and forced a decisive Game 7, which they also won to repeat as NBA champions. However, Thomas's effort in Game 6 remains one of the most remarkable in NBA history. His incredible third quarter performance, where he played with an injured ankle and dislocated finger, continues to rank among the bravest in the history of the sport. And finally,
it's on the board for Detroit. Isaiah Thomas has put on a brilliant exhibition of shooting despite an ankle injury in this third quarter. He has been a one-man gang. 3.5 remaining in this period. Thomas with a looper score.
I absolutely have to mention the absolute legend. Of course, I'm talking about Kobe Bryant, who continued to stay focused despite a torn Achilles. This was his gutsiest moment ever, according to longtime Lakers trainer Gary Vitti. That's saying a lot given what he accomplished throughout his 20-year career. Achilles injuries are among the worst in sports, and individuals who get them frequently do not recover as the same athlete. The truth is, Bryant's Achilles injury against the Golden State Warriors on April 13, 2013, changed the course of the remainder of his NBA career. And 3 years later, he announced his retirement. But overcoming this severe injury and supporting his team perfectly encapsulates what the Black Mamba is all about. Bryant gave the Lakers all he had since a victory over the Warriors would boost their chances of making the NBA playoffs. On a regular drive, though, he collapsed to the ground and clung to his foot. Bryant had already damaged his ankle and hyperextended his knee at the time, but it turned out that he had ripped his Achilles. He stood up, though, and made 2 free throws. That helped him to finish with 34 points and aid the Lakers in securing a critical victory. The victory was crucial as it would ultimately allow them to advance to the playoffs. The incident occurred during the regular season of the NBA, but it was as memorable as any other moment in Bryant's career and serves as an example of the Mamba mentality. And it's honestly why he's considered such a legend. Anyway, what are your thoughts on all these crazy injuries that NBA players played through? We'll see you in the next one.
3 with 2, in trouble, forced out, and in! Unbelievable! You know how hard that shot is to make. Wow! A moment ago, just silly stuff from Kobe.
I mean, just catching fire, and I mean, nothing but bottom.
Save yourself, and Blake gets it into Kobe. Kobe, good little fake. 3 to tie! 3 to tie! We're tied at 109!
He was so deep.
15 points in the fourth quarter as that ring.